Hi, today is May 13th, 2025. Welcome to the Kubescape community meeting. Share my screen. All right. Oshrat is editing the agenda live. Nice.
Yeah, I'm just adding what I'm going to talk about now. So
Okay.
as I mentioned earlier, as we started the meeting and we're chit-chatting, I got a message from Timo, the CTO of Giant Swarm, and he said that he is looking for a speaker about Kubescape at Continuous Lifecycle Conference in November. You want the link or can you find it
In
yourself?
Germany?
In Germany, yes.
Do we know where in Germany?
I'm checking.
In Mannheim, right?
Mannheim.
Okay.
So yeah, he said that
Yeah, it's not very close to Matthias.
No.
No. He said that he heavily suggested to actively search for a speaker as there were no proposals. How about Ben or Matthias? He's looking for a speaker about Kubescape. He's specifically looking for somebody. So yeah, so we can either consider doing it as one of ours or maybe someone from the community. Matthias, maybe it's better for you.
Thank you. Not this time.
What happened to where'd my Zoom go? Oh, there it is.
Maybe Matthias, you want to visit your parents in Strasbourg, then it's not that far from Strasbourg.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's like two hours, I guess, from Strasbourg, maybe something like that.
Yeah. Ah, yeah, it's up. I see. Okay. Nice. Okay.
I will add details as I get them.
Yes,
I guess
sure.
he's on the organizing committee this time.
All right. Next item is also on you, Oshrat.
Yes. One of the tasks that has been sitting kind of is roadmap rationalization. We created documentation around roadmap for the incubation, for the push to incubation. What we have under the governance repo is a roadmap MD that kind of tells the story of, how we do it, a little bit about the content. What I did is I went back to our roadmap project board and I cleared it up. I cleaned it up to make it speak the same language as the roadmap MD. The next step is a required step anyway. Kubescaping has many issues. Some are quite old. And I'd like to rationalize those as well, kind of add them in terms of whether they are in planning currently, in backlog, or on the wish list, and whether they fall under user experience, core platform functionality, or what was the third? Security. Oh, wow, security, yeah. You'd think I'd remember that one. So yeah, so that's so it's still not done, but there's a first step. Also, out of this, I'm thinking that we should give consideration to how we treat stale issues, as well as how we keep track of done, even though the current practice is to just archive done issues, and that's it. they come out in the README and in the version explanation, so maybe we don't need to keep track of them on the board.
Good point.
So
Okay.
I will continue working on that as my bandwidth allows, because I am a non-code contributor as well.
Okay. Cool. All right. Now, a nice discussion for the headlamp plugin.
Yeah. Next version of the headlamp Kubescape plugin. It will include functionality for the user to create custom frameworks and also to configure exceptions. I was actually a bit inspired by the video from Victor Farcic, I think already some time back, where he said, yeah, you must create a custom framework and you have to put it on 100% compliance. And I thought, yeah, that makes sense. So that was my motivation for making these custom frameworks. But what I like to discuss with you is I like to make these frameworks shareable. So Headlamp is very much a front-end tool. What I already have, and is very obvious to do, is you download your custom framework as a JSON and then use it in the Kubescape CLI, and that works. And same for exceptions. But I also would like to share these objects between users, different users on the same clusters, maybe also different users on different clusters. And so I came up with a strategy to save it in the cluster. Yeah, we can do that very smart with custom resources. But I thought, well, it's a bit overdone. So let's do it just with a config map. Yeah, that was the design idea that I wanted to share with you. Or maybe you have some other ideas or opinions, or so let me know.
So it's only for custom frameworks, or also, as I see it on the screen, also for exceptions. So it's both for custom frameworks and exceptions together, right?
Yeah, and technically I call them both custom objects. So that's how I use that label, Kubescape.io/custom object, to identify that we are saving something special.
So technically, this from my 10 cents, and I'm not that I have like privilege here of talking, but so my 10 cents is that I tend to like to move stable things to CRDs, which we didn't do up until today in Kubescape. I totally understand the need. I understand how the config maps are going to work, and it's fine. And even we can start with this, by the way. But eventually, it would be great to turn these things into CRDs, because it's just like super missing from the project. And I think you are tapping into something that is like something we should have covered already, but we didn't.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't know, Bezalel, Matthias, like, what do you think? But we can definitely start with this, but eventually I would do it. Try to move this to be a CRD.
Especially since we already have like a few CRDs in etcd.
Yeah. Bezalel, did you want to say something?
Oh, just I would agree that the native way for us is to have a CRD. Hold on.
We had, but if we'd use CRD, we'd need to teach. I don't. Did we? I don't remember how it works, but would we need to teach the operator to translate it to some kind of part of the HTTP request to the Kubescape scanner, or we need to make the Kubescape scanner understand that there is a CRD and it needs to take it to account.
What I'm saving in the right now in the cluster, it has no functionality in the cluster for Kubescape or operator at all right now. It's just a client side tool, just like the Kubescape CLI is a client side tool, and the headlamp CLI headlamp is also. And I totally understand going for a CRD, but then I would suggest do it when you have an idea what the operator can do with the CRD.
Should be.
Because users will then expect that you do something with it that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah.
By the way, the objects that I save as a content map, they have reduced information. So the framework, I only save the controls and not the rules. So in order to bake a JSON for Kubescape CLI, you have to add the rules. But the headlamp frontend will do that.
Nice.
Just a side note.
Cool.
Okay.
I mean, this is great. Yeah, we probably need to document it also in Kubescape.io, or in the documentation of the headlamp plugin if it's not done.
No, I would definitely also add it to in either case to Kubescape.io. You know, it's we have all these use case documentations, and it's just like a very nice way to like have the full workflow.
Yeah, I think when you read that documentation on Kubescape CLI, how to make a custom framework, how to make exception files, I don't think many people can do that. Whereas with this headlamp tool, it will be very easy.
It was the goal. Yeah. No, but it's cool. It's cool. So then, so people can exchange it, so they can like save it, download it, and then you can import them in the headlamp plugin, and then run scans from the headlamp plugin using them, right?
Yeah, the headlamp plugin is just a dump UI tool showing stuff from the operator, but it will use these frameworks and exceptions to filter all that data and then show it to the user.
Okay, not during the scan, but only when showing results, right?
Yeah, because I'm not building a new operator, right?
Yeah. Okay, I see.
You could do it at operator time, but then it becomes harder to switch between different frameworks.
Yeah.
So I think it's actually quite nice to do it at the front end. Like you already have Armo, SEC, and you have NSA and Mitra, and users can flip between these frameworks, and then they have their custom framework to flip through.
So for now, it's just a config net of the headlamp view. So actually, it's not a config net for Kubescape as well. It's not for the Kubescape engine, just for the Kubescape headlamp, right?
Yes.
So
correct.
Maybe you can add it in the label of the config net. Was one be confused. Kubescape.io slash headlamp exception or something like this.
Okay, yeah,
Okay,
that makes
maybe,
sense.
maybe,
Yeah,
yeah.
I got it.
Okay.
It's communicating indeed.
Cool. Nice. So do you need something from us to finish this? Or
For the code, no, but for maybe for documentation, maybe you suggested. But I'll first write in the README a bit about
Okay.
it, and then we can take it to the next step, I guess.
Okay. Yeah.
Or I should give you first a demo what it actually is, because I guess you guys have not really seen it.
Yeah, sure. Wanna do it now or in 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Thanks. Oshrat, I think next one is yours.
Just a short one. The headlamp blog post is live, and you've probably seen it around, Matthias. And thank you so much for your contribution. Could never have written it alone. So thanks.
Neither could I. Thank you very much.
And I'll just say that I have to drop at 4:30 as ever. So I will say that now and won't interrupt the triage.
Okay.
Also, like the only thing I would like to be here on record that anyone who's hearing and want to submit something about Kubescape to the next KubeCon or KubeCons, then leave us a message on the Slack so we'll know that and we can help.
And DM us either on the Slack or DM me directly. I can have if you're writing something about Kubescape. Again, Matthias is a good example with Headlamp. It was sitting in his in his draft for a while, and together we managed to get it over the finish line. It's you know, different people have different qualities that they bring to the table.
Cool. Great. Just let me. Gonna check if I have more things to triage or not. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so this one is accepted. Yes. That's the famous one. Yeah, this one I still don't understand what the guy wants.
I'm not sure I understand it as well.
Yeah, exactly. But I remember we spoke about a Harbor integration for Kubescape, a Harbor plugin.
Yeah.
So maybe this, I don't remember where, if we wrote an issue for that, or we.
I don't think so. I don't remember.
Because no.
Does they expect Kubescape to host like an inventory inside the cluster? Or they're talking about the
No,
cluster
actually,
region?
this person wants to generate vulnerabilities reports and before, like during CI or before we deploy to the cluster, something like this. He wants to like. Yeah, he wants to do different things, but and probably Kubescape is only like a small part of what he wants. Wait. Let's see. I remember we talked about something similar. So yeah, this one I have to look, and now I finally have all the information. So this is like an issue where suddenly the operator starts speaking HTTP to an HTTP endpoint, which is weird. And then, of course, it's completely getting crazy. So I asked for all the config maps because I thought maybe there is like a proxy configured somehow or something. So, but now that I have like more information, I will check it. Yeah, but this one is yeah. Yeah, Oshrat needs to do some docs here, I think. Yeah. Okay. I will quickly check the PRs before going back to some of the issues here, because as Oshrat said, she wants to clean them anyway.
Yeah, but I've gotta go, sorry. Leaving
Yeah, I
before
know.
going to work. Okay, bye.
Oh, you're still here? I was expecting you to leave
Yeah.
already. Bye, Oshrat.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so work in progress. I have some vulnerabilities. Like, you remember we moved to OPA v1? And
Yeah.
luckily we did, because now there is like a critical vulnerability in the 1.3.
Yeah.
So I need to like bump it. So I already started. High severity, you see. Well, we don't run OPA as a server, but it's just like
Yeah. You know,
people will only see that this is high vulnerable and they will complain. So
yeah,
Yes.
they should use
Everything
Kubescape to
that they
decide
can
whether
do.
this is really in use, right?
exactly.
This is actually.
So I mean, all these are in progress. I released a new OPA. The helper lib that we use. Then I will do a new release of the Rego library and then use it in Kubescape operator and synchronizer tests, I think. So. And oh yeah, it's definitely in progress. Okay. Now needs reviewer we have known. Let's check. Ben, do you want to continue with this one? You need to rebase, huh?
Wait a second, it wasn't merged? I thought it was merged. Oh my.
No. It was approved and then you let it go and then.
Oh, we need to rebase. Yeah.
I can do it if you don't have time.
Yeah, you know, the problem is that I need to check that it's not just rebasing. I need to verify that it works. Should
Okay.
have been released. Oh my. We have to include it in the next release. Anyhow, in the next Helm release.
Okay. Okay.
How
So
did-
yeah, let's keep it. Yeah, because I approved it and then.
yeah, I don't know. Sometimes
You're
I
lost in
get lost with.
notifications.
Yeah, it's.
And here it's like same like AFEC did something here. So the KTS interface. But he didn't
I
merge
can
it.
ask him.
Yeah.
He's next. I.
Can you check that with you? I'm gonna send it to Art, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Affect you have this issue on Kubescape.
Yeah, you can close it.
You can close it without like don't
Yeah.
need it. Okay, close it.
This one?
Yeah, don't need to merge.
Okay, good. Thanks. Oh yeah, this one. So you remember? Bez, are you still here or not?
I'm here. I remember Andonis. Is it still?
Yeah, you remember Adonis, and you remember
pinpoint.
continue scan. So actually, Adonis wants to use the scheduler without the submit. But if he uses the scheduler and has continuous scan at the same time, I remember we had issues, right?
Okay,
Maybe
so
David remembers
handle
better.
the issues. Do you want
Yeah.
to look at it?
Yeah, you can if you want. I asked him
guess it's
anyway
just a review.
Sorry?
It looks like it's only a review for your PR.
No, for his PR, but I'm asking him that, okay, does it work? Because I'm not even sure that it's a good thing to do. So, I mean, if it's just like merging a one-line PR, it's okay, but then it will have like some consequences.
Oh,
I don't know
get
if you remember, or I need to spend more time. At least if he says that he tried it, why not? But I'm not sure. But like I know several people who would like to enable it without Armo, so I don't know. Yeah, I have to spend some time there.
Maybe let's ping him on a Slack to test it. Ask him to test and try to.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So it's still waiting on author. Good. Wait. I think that's it for the moment. Anything to add?
Nothing on my side.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, let's see each other in 2 weeks. Thank you very much
Yeah.
for your time.
But by
Thank
the
you,
time
guys.
we
Nice to meet
but
you.
by that time I expect you to implement an MCP server for Kubescape.
You know, why not vibe coding? Only MCP.
Sorry?
Why not
Yeah.
vibe coding for Kubescape?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. It was great meeting you guys.
See you.
Yeah,
Thanks.
bye.
Bye bye.